You can see from this chart here that Lumia used to be a $200 million market cap. It is currently not a $200 million market cap. If I put myself in the other corner here, you're able to see that it's not anymore. It's currently starting to rise up though from the bottom. And this is one of those things whereby you've got to buy the dip on it. It is 2x from the bottom already in terms of market cap. It was 25 million. It's now 47 million. So it's basically 2x from where the bottom is. But that doesn't mean that the opportunity to buy has gone. It just means that now there has been a little bit more strength, a little bit more confidence has returned to the market. And hopefully that translates into some very positive price action. It has those pairs listed on Binance, which gives it liquidity. But what is Lumia? Lumia is made in America, which is, again, a very positive aspect in this market. Institutional grade access to RWAs. So basically real-world assets. The $10 trillion RWA transformation. Now, I like exposure to the RWA market because I think it'll be quite a strong narrative if we get... I want to say if. I know I'm being quite pro, but I'm being pro because I'm trying to like visualize the future. That, in my opinion, what I believe will be in the next bull market is, it's funny that they've put Made in America on the website there, but I believe that we'll get RWAs. I don't think much will come of the AI coins. We'll probably get like a small AI season in all of it. But I think the big narratives in this bull run is RWAs, because when you think about it, where is all of this money coming from and where is it going to? It's going towards coins that are more legitimate, bigger organizations, people that have raised a lot of money. This is one of them. These people have raised a fortune. I wonder if I can find quite how much money they have raised. Let me just check. In fact, this is kind of what ChatGPT is for, isn't it? I wonder what ChatGPT says about this. How much... hold on a second. How much money did Lumia crypto raise? This will give us an idea as to how much money they've got left as well. So, according to ChatGPT, Lumia raised $25 million in its strategic round, and in its early rounds, it raised $7.8 million. So these guys raised a net of about $35 million. So they capitalized quite well on that. And if you think comparatively with other market caps, it's doing pretty strong numbers, to be honest. That's some pretty good raising. And when you compare the amount of money that they've raised versus their current market cap, it's quite similar numbers, to be honest. And that probably means there's quite a lot of upside in it. Naturally, they listed on Binance, so they didn't just raise that much. One thing I would like to point out, though, is also, we're going to cover it in today's stream, Nexera is starting to rise back up again. So that's quite exciting. I might buy more if it comes down. But we'll get on to NXRA next. Well, let's just do it next. Right, so Lumia is one of them, but we're not actually trading NXRA because you can't trade derivatives on it. NXRA is more of a long shot in the sense of it doesn't have as many trading pairs, but also when you look at the market cap's $13 million. And this is the kind of thing that in a bull run does tend to rally very significantly. There isn't a whole lot of liquidity, so when you have a spike in demand, it does tend to rise the price quite significantly as well. And if we look at the all-time price chart, it used to be 30 cents and now it's 1 cent. We're talking risk reward here. The risk is you might lose half of your money and the altcoin bull run doesn't happen. The reward could be a potential 30 times payoff. You put in 10k, you might pull out 300k. You put in 100k, you might pull out 3 million. That's what we're talking about in terms of a payoff here. We're talking about these short-term speculative investments that we could use to capitalize on in the bull run. NXRA is very similar in a sense of it's an RWA asset. You can put RWAs on top of Nexera chain, and Nexera chain is fully built now. And I was looking at their Twitter the other day. They have not stopped being active throughout this whole period of bearishness. They have been around forever. And there we go. If you go to Nexera on Twitter here, you can see that 78,000 followers, but they don't stop posting. They're here every day. They've got a decent-sized community looking at it, being that each of their posts is getting some pretty decent views. You look at July the 18th, 28,000 views. That's some pretty good going, is that, for a crypto project, especially in this market, especially trying to still stand out after all of these years. I think that Nexera will have a bit of a comeback. It's listed not on Binance and not on BYBIT, but it is listed on KuCoin there and MXC, which again are both semi-decent exchanges. I prefer KuCoin to MXC, but you get the point. NXRA, I think, again, is a pretty good shout. Now, we've also got a lot more coins here on the list, so let's have a look at another one. Fartcoin. When you're talking about meme coin exposure in this bull run, Fartcoin will be the best one. I think that Fartcoin will go to $10 per coin in the next bull run, assuming that we actually do get a pretty decent size of bull run. The reason why I think that Fartcoin will do pretty well is I think it's the best meme coin, to be honest. It has a $1.3 billion market cap right now, which is insane. But in a bull market, there's no reason why stuff like this doesn't go to 10 million. People are delusional. They pay way too much money for assets that they don't need to pay that much money for. They always end up buying the top. And naturally, it's the greater fool theory at the end of the day. And if you can use greater fool theory to your advantage, then you should do that. And so, from my perspective, is buying Fartcoin at $1.35 a smart idea? No, it's quite high risk, to be honest. It's one of the more high risk ones out there because there is no fundamental reason as to why this coin should rise other than if you think that meme coins as an industry are going to grow, then you'd expect that Fartcoin is going to get bigger and better and more serious over time. Now, going on from that, we've got Gala here. Gala is very attractive to me, and let me show you why. Some of you will remember that when Tap was doing well, Gala was also doing well. And when Tap stopped doing well, Gala also stopped doing well. Gala used to be 83 cents a coin, and now it's 1.7 cents per coin. I love risk-reward ratios that look like that, because it means, from my perspective, worst case scenario, lose 50% of the bag. I've put in 30k here, but if it went all the way up to the top, my 30k would become a lot of money. I'm not going to bother doing the maths off the top of my head. What's that? 40x, 40 times 30. That would be $1.2 million off a $30,000 trade if it hit the top. That would be insane. Oh my god, that would be lovely. So yeah, if we just quickly check on Gala as well, like I like these coins that are listed in various different places. So these guys have got the BYBIT listing. They also have the Binance listing, which is two important components. Yes, it's got quite a big market cap here of 890 million. It is mostly circulating though at these prices. And if we had some kind of spike up to where it was in the past, it would be tremendous in terms of its market cap, in the realm of I wonder what its market cap actually was back then. Its market cap back then was 5 billion. So being realistic, we could probably expect it to reach that $5 billion market cap, maybe even surpass it just a little bit, which would give it a realistic kind of target projection of around a 5 to a 10x from my perspective. But I do quite like the outlook on Gala. What is Gala? Gala is games, and games again should be pretty decent, I think, as far as narratives go. Let's just bring it up here. It's Gala Games. You can see that they've actually put some time and effort in over the years to actually be building something that's useful and people will actually use. If we click on games here, can we see? Oh no, it's banned in Dubai. I'm not running a VPN at the moment, you see, so yeah, you're not allowed them in Dubai, are you? Legally speaking. Doesn't mean you can't use one, but anyway, we digress. I don't use a VPN. Never have done. What's a VPN? By the way, you can get a VPN in today's video description if you'd like to get one. It's only, I don't know what the offer is, but it's a good offer. It's like 90% off or something like that if you use the link in today's video description. When I do use a VPN in Europe, only in Europe, I use ExpressVPN. I've been using it for years, so check it out. You find it linked in today's video description. But yeah, Gala is looking pretty good. Like, I just like the way that it's all put together. And you know that in a bull market, this kind of thing is one of the ones that will rip. So Gala looks pretty good to me. Right, moving on. What else have we got here? Optimism. Now, we were talking about layer 2s in the video that I posted earlier to my second channel, which if you don't already follow it is called TMG Trades. TMG Trades, type it in on YouTube, give it a subscribe. If you don't already know, I do always daily make videos on the second channel. Even if I miss one here on the main channel, I always get a video up on the second channel. But Optimism, down bad. Used to be $5, now it's 72 cents. Again, people go, I've missed the bull run. You've not. Bull run's not started yet. Like, if you was buying Bitcoin throughout any of this period of time, you're making money. But throughout this whole period of time, let's just overlay the Bitcoin chart on the same thing here, on the weekly. Bitcoin, straight line to the moon. Everything else, there's no straight line to the moon. It's just kind of a straight line to the floor. So naturally, we're expecting a bit of a bounce in these markets, and that should yield some pretty decent rewards, should we be correct. I mean, like, worst case scenario here, when we're looking at something like this, worst case scenario, it goes up to $1. So it gives like a 50% rise over the current price. But the thing is, as soon as this thing cracks $1, then the sky becomes the limit again. It'll go up to $3, $4, $5 again. It's done it so many times in its history. It's done it here. It's done it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only 4 times in its history. It'll do it a 5th. It's inevitable. It'll come. Again, it's just that question of do you buy spot or do you buy on margin? I've bought on margin here with all of these because it means that I can take the $280,000 of coins that I hold in my wallet here and leverage against those coins in order to get even more coins because that's one of the things that you can do. And again, if you are interested in trading, do check out the link in today's video description to Bluffin if you're in the UK, Europe, or USA. You'll find a link at the top of today's video description. Bluffin is the best cryptocurrency exchange that you can be using right now in any of those jurisdictions. Just use a VPN when you log in and everything like that. There's no bother, no KYC, no restrictions on deposits and withdrawals, nothing like that. So yeah, it's a really great exchange to be using with access to pretty much everything in today's video. He's getting Gala's on here. Yeah, Gala's on here. One of the things I do actually like about Bluffin is it does have quite thick order books as well, because I think that they actually aggregate some of their volume over to some of the exchanges that you actually can't access in those jurisdictions. So it does have quite thick order books, so when you want to buy something, you actually don't suffer with huge slippage on there. So do check out Bluff, and you'll find a link for it in today's video description. But back to the video here, Optimism. Let's bring up Optimism here on CoinMarketCap. Optimism is a layer 2. It's an Ethereum layer 2. So Optimism is currently the 72nd largest cryptocurrency, and if we look at the market cap chart here, we can see that all time its market cap peaked at 4.5 billion. It's currently got a $1.5 billion market cap, meaning realistically 2 to 3x is definitely not out of the question. But what I like about Optimism is listed on Binance, listed on BYBIT, listed on Coinbase, listed on OKX, and listed on BitGet, and KuCoin and MXC as well. It's done a lot of it's everywhere basically, which is great, especially being it's its own chain, and you can use Optimism as its own chain, which means that when Ethereum gas fees pick up is when you're going to start to see Ethereum layer 2s getting more and more popular. I see a message in the chat right now about Chippy. Of course, Chippy is literally my biggest altcoin holding and will be the whole bull market unless something goes incredibly well with something else. Because Chippy, I fully intend on making this project a success. Now, this is something that I created myself. The goal is to feed everybody, feed the world, do great things for the people. Now, Free Fish and Chip Friday is coming back very soon on V2 launch. V2 launch is coming up probably within a month and a half, something like that. It's not that far away now. Everything's done. It's just a case of getting the developers to kind of tie it all together in a nice bow. That's literally all that needs doing from this point onwards with Chippy. And after that, the new utility that is generated by the launch of V2 should, on its own, create some significant increases in price demand, as well as, of course, staking, meaning that you're going to be locking up supply. That means there's going to be less available supply in the market, meaning that basically there'll be less supply available to buy. And currently, only 4% of the supply is circulating anyway. So there is really, when I say 4%, what is it? 60% of the supply is circulating, but 4% of it is in liquidity. That makes more sense. But yeah, fish and chips. Goes without saying, this is my favorite coin right now. And naturally, it'll do well because I'll force it to do well. And it doesn't have a choice about doing well. Now, a coin that I actually don't have in a trade right now, but I do hold a lot of spot, is SEI. Now, I actually really do believe in SEI. And I think that SEI has a very strong chance of being one of the first movers here. I think that SEI is going to be one of the ones that moves first because it's one of the ones that's closest to a breakout in terms of its historical levels. We are actually so insanely close to a breakout. This line here is not plotted fully correctly. If I plot that line completely correctly here, you can see that we are incredibly close to a breakout. All we need to do is have SEI's price cross 36 cents. And at the point where SEI has crossed 36 cents, it's going to go to $1. Like, I don't know how long, but I'm very confident that it can get there because naturally, if we're going to get a bull run and everyone's going to be on side for a bull run, and that all looks like that the writing is on the wall that we're going to get a tremendous bull run right now, that would mean for me that my bag that I've bought that is worth about $250,000 is going to go up treble, and that'll make me a very wealthy person in terms of holding SEI, which would be great. Not complaining about that one at all, but moving on. Next coin we've got here is Monero. Now, I love Monero. Monero is something that I've been buying for a long time now. I hold a lot of Monero. I won't talk about how much because that defeats the point of Monero. But you can actually trade Monero futures. You can't buy Monero spot in pretty much any place. Most places have delisted Monero. You can see it's on perps here, but it's not on spot. And again, if we look here, per XMR, you can see that it's available to trade on Bluefin. You can trade Monero. Monero is a privacy coin. It is literally the best privacy coin on earth. It is a proof of work privacy coin. It has been around forever. And the only reason why exchanges don't allow you to deposit anymore is because that's how dodgy money enters anything. But imagine how much dodgy money there is on earth, and imagine how much crime takes place on a global scale. Monero is one of the most bullish things on earth because naturally it's crime season. So buy Monero. That's my thoughts. I'm not saying that you should do that, but I'm saying that that's what I've been doing, because in crime season you buy crime coins, and Monero is the best crime coin. I actually wonder, where is Monero actually listed? XMR. Let's have a look. Where is Monero listed these days? So it's got a $5.9 billion market cap, and you can see here it's listed on MXC and Q. There you go. So it's actually it's still accepted by places, and there's still humongous depth to it. But Monero is very strong as far as assets go. This is the next Bitcoin from my perspective. Monero is just as useful as Bitcoin. I just wish I had been smarter back in the day when Monero was $20 and I was stacking it like crazy this whole period of time, because I only really started stacking at around $200. Small regrets from me there, but still we're up 50% on it so far. But Monero for me is a long-term one, and naturally I've taken a mid-sized position here around $50,000. Now, moving on from that, we've got Xion. Xion launched this year, and Xion has done nothing, absolutely nothing in terms of price increases. However, it has gone down a lot. Which is great if you're in the market to be buying Xion. Xion used to be $9. Xion is now $1. I am an investor in Xion's pre-sale, and my pre-sale is currently, I think, in a 50% loss. If I look here at Xion on the chart, Xion has currently got an FDV of 200 million and a market cap of $37 million. If we put the market cap chart up here, you can see that the market cap has been rising slightly as emissions have been increasing. It only came out in December though, and it's never had that first big run to the moon before you start seeing that huge drop off in price when those coins start entering the market. Xion is listed on BYBIT, BitGet, and MXC, so it does meet part of the criteria here in where it's listed. And Xion, if I remember correctly, is like a layer 2 or something. First walletless blockchain built for mainstream adoption. So it's its own chain is Xion, and Xion could become one of the bigger ones in this next bull market. It raised $36 million. It's got 200 ecosystem partners. It's got 150 global brands using it. But basically, quite like the look of Xion, and I've been in it since the day one, so I'll continue to hold it anyway. But I just thought, you know what, this price, it's not gone down now since, how long is that? February. It's not gone down since February, so the odds of it going up in a bull run seem pretty decent to me. So I quite like the look of Xion anyway. Right, moving on from that one, we have WCT. Now, I took this as a speculative trade. I actually don't... Is this Wallet Connect token? Yes. So, yes. I remember now. WCT. So Wallet Connect is something that is used by scammers. It's also something that's used by not scammers. But you know, when you want to connect your wallet to a decentralized exchange or whatever, generally you go through Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect has managed to get listed on Binance and BYBIT and Upbit. Upbit's very important for the Korean exposure. BYBIT's very important for the global degenerate exposure. Binance is important for the exposure to people that are boring and like to use Binance. So... I know where my bread's buttered, and it's I love BYBIT. Wallet Connect token anyway was $1.35 at the very peak. It's now 37 cents, but it's been steadily rallying up throughout the course of June, and it actually only launched recently. So from that perspective, being that it's listed on these big exchanges, you know for a fact the unpumped will pump. And that's all that this play is. This play is nothing more than the unpumped will pump. And when it pumps, if it goes from 37 cents up to $1.20 again, it's a 4x on 10 grand here, clearing off a $40,000 profit. Happy days. Someone says in the chat, come on, not a crime coin. Crime is bullish. You underestimate the global crime industry. It's absolutely huge, and they need a currency of which they can use to put money onto crypto exchanges so they can actually go and buy Bitcoin. So just remember that crime is bullish, especially under the current administration. How about Toncoin? We'll get onto Toncoin in a second. I've had a lot of questions about Toncoin since the the chief head of growth at Ton joined my live stream on Twitter the other day in Chippy. So we're talking to him at the moment about kind of Chippy partnership, all this stuff. But basically, yeah, the person that runs the Ton Growth Foundation, we know him. We're in contact with him. And that's great. Anyway, Axelar. Let me show you Axelar, and you can make your own mind up on this one. Axel. There we go. I like Axelar. Axelar is a $500 million market cap. It's got a $418 million diluted supply, which is fantastic because it means that basically most of the coins are in circulation. You can see here it's been penanting outwards for an extended period of time. You actually probably can't see that, but if I put myself in the bottom left here, you can see that. So you can see here it's been penanting outwards for an extended period of time. But what actually is Axelar? If I show you what Axelar is, then I can show you it. But basically, I've always loved the branding here with Axelar. I was actually a pre-sale investor in Axelar, the gateway to open finance. Axelar is a decentralized network and development platform securely connecting the world's blockchains and financial infrastructure. Basically, it is a layer 2. Basically meaning that you can put money on something and then transfer it to another thing. These kinds of things get popular when the market rises and there are more retail participants. But as you can tell from the state of this live stream right now, there is only 147 people watching. Being that there's 147 people watching, we're still very, very early because the altcoin sector is yet to take off. Now, if you're looking here at Axelar, when it breaks out, it'll probably go up to $2.40 or something like that. My 96,000 Axelar here, that $40,000 investment, will be 200 and something thousand dollars in a profit. I believe in that, like 100%. I've been holding this coin forever for a reason. I've never let it go out of my portfolio. There's been other coins that I've let slip over the years, like Biconomy. I slipped out Biconomy out of my portfolio. I used it to pay some bills like during the bear market. But I let Biconomy slip out of my portfolio. Around these levels here, maybe around 30-40 cents. Right now, Biconomy, to be fair, sod it. Let's add Biconomy back into the portfolio here. We'll only buy a little bit of it. We'll buy like maybe 15-20 grand of it. We'll buy 20 grand. One more. We'll buy 20 grand of Biconomy. Because the thing is, like, this kind of coin here, it's liquid. Biconomy is listed in a bunch of different places. If I bring up Biconomy on this section here, so Bico, the one thing you've got to be careful of, I guess, in this market is you don't want to buy something that doesn't generate volume and isn't listed on Binance because it might get delisted. Now, Biconomy here, you can see, is doing $1 million a day of volume on Binance. That's fantastic news. You can also see here, Biconomy used to be $13.8 during the last bull run, and it has gone nothing but down since. I remember when this coin first came out, I was holding about $8 million of this coin, and at the time I sold it, I think I sold it for like 20 grand. It was depressing. That's one of the reasons I held on to it for so long. But when this kind of thing does turn around, if you look at the market cap here, when it first launched, its market cap was only $367 million. Right now, its market cap, if I put myself in the bottom corner again, you can see the market cap is now $112 million, but it's still doing $1 million a day worth of volume on Binance. It still looks strong. It's listed on Coinbase, it's listed on Binance, and it's listed on BYBIT. Meets all of that criteria, and to be fair, looks pretty solid to me, does that one. So I quite like it. But what does Biconomy do? Let's just quickly check on what Biconomy does, because I've got to refresh my brain on this one. I actually don't know. Your universal interface to all chains executes complex DeFi actions, set, repeat, or schedule transactions, or enable agentic automation, execute workflows gaslessly with a single user signature, even if they span multiple chains. Another layer 2. And the point is, these layer 2s take off, but only when Ethereum becomes too expensive to use. When Ethereum gets too expensive to use, these things rip. They're just not ripping yet. And that's the amazing thing. You have that opportunity right now to buy at these low prices. You can take that opportunity, or you can choose not to take that opportunity. I choose to take that opportunity. Jonathan Lodge in the chat there. you say about Ampleforth from the last bull run. I typed in Ampleforth on the internet the other day, and there's some like Epstein stuff about Ampleforth. Very strange. Different Ampleforth. Just want to point that out. Also, I have a slush machine now, and I made myself a Fanta version of the Tango Ice Blast, and it's really nice. Using Japanese blue Fanta. Anyway, right. I've just realised that one of the coins I actually don't have a trade on here is also Tron. And I think that I should open a Tron trade, because I like Tron. Tron always goes up. Like, reliably, Tron is just like the up coin. I don't want to take a too big of a trade here. We'll probably take like a $62,000 long position on Tron. But Tron will be a ripper. If Ethereum starts out next week by going up, Tron will rip. 100%. Zero doubt in my mind, Tron's going to rip. By the way, if you're just tuning into the stream or you haven't already pressed the button, please press the like button. I'd really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And also, join in the chat. If you want to join in the chat, all you need to do is press that subscribe button. And once you've pressed that subscribe button, you are in the chat. So, thank you very much for doing that. Now, right here, we've got Tron. I like Tron. I go on about it constantly. And there is one key reason why everybody should add Tron to their portfolio, which is this. This is the reason why everybody should add Tron to their portfolio. This is the amount of USDT supply on any blockchain. Yes, I know I showed it you yesterday, but I'm showing it you again today because it's important for you to understand that Ethereum used to be the #1 USDT chain until around May 2021. And then Tron overtook it. And since then, Tron has always, apart from a very small period of time in January of this year, where somebody printed a bunch of Ethereum versus USDT, Tron is the USDT coin. When you send USDT to an exchange, you send it on Tron. Tron is bullish. Simple as that. If stable coins are the narrative, Tron is the coin to be buying. Now, what other coins have we got here that I haven't discussed yet? Doge. Doge is going to be a global reserve currency. I know it sounds ridiculous to say that, but it's true. 100%. Doge. Don't write off Doge. Doge hasn't had the big bull yet. Doge is a very solid spot buy. Doge is... Oh, there's one that I regret. I sold all my Dogecoin to buy Hex at one stage. Doge is listed everywhere. Everyone knows about Doge. I don't need to explain much about Doge. Doge has got a $35 billion market cap. It is the 8th largest cryptocurrency, but eventually it will probably stay around the 8th. But as the market grows and as that market cap grows, if we go over to the homepage and we look at the overall market cap of the entire industry, they used to have that there. There we go. So the overall cryptocurrency industry market cap here is, if we go on the all-time chart, you can see it's risen since 2022. It's like 1 trillion. We're now at 4 trillion, but it'll make a move to 8 trillion this year. So as the market cap of everything grows, naturally, Doge will grow, but slightly more aggressively, because it kind of looks like there is going to be a Doge ETF. That's going to be the next one. Solana ETF got approved. Ethereum ETF got approved. Bitcoin ETF gets approved. Doge ETF is the next one. And eventually, we're going to end up with the stock market becoming the new Binance. And that's that period of maturation that we're going through right now. It's a bit stingy sometimes in the way that, like, these stock market people, they just buy and sell in giant clumps. But overall, it'll be a very big net positive for us in the longer term. So Doge is great. I love Doge. Don't need to explain so much about Doge. What else have I not discussed on this list here? I think I've pretty much ticked everything off. We covered Lumia, I think. So yeah, that covers off this kind of... How many coins is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 coins we've got on this list here. I haven't really explained about Ondo, but as I said in the video earlier, BitBoy has got a habit of picking good coins. And BitBoy's big pick for this bull market was Ondo. I don't know why. I don't know if they'd bonged him some money, but I don't think they had done. I think it was more of like a genuine belief thing. Ondo is 36th largest cryptocurrency on Earth right now. if we go into the bottom corner again, I can show you the all-time market cap chart. You can see that it's nearly at an all-time high in terms of its market cap. That means that there's more supply hitting the market pretty consistently. But BitBoy seem to love this coin. It is listed on Binance, it is listed on BYBIT, and it is listed on Coinbase. I think that Ondo is its own blockchain again. Ondo Foundation, a new era of financial inclusivity on chain. The Ondo Foundation's mission is to usher in a new era of financial inclusivity and market efficiency through on-chain institutional grade financial products and services. So yes, it is its own chain, but I think it's also a connector, so it's kind of like a layer 1/layer 2 to my understanding, but I am no Ondo expert. I just picked it because I miss BitBoy. Link is so undervalued. Do I agree? Yeah. Chainlink's one of them things. It's a weird one, isn't it? Chainlink's been around for years and years and years and years and years, and it never seems to have escaped the depths of this range. It always seems to have been around this range. I think that Chainlink in this bull run can surpass its previous all-time high of $50. Honestly, a reason why that couldn't happen. But Chainlink historically has been one that as soon as it has had a pump upwards, if something goes south, it loses all its gains pretty quickly, which is a big setback. My guess would be there's some kind of institutional grade selling going on at some point within Chainlink that has been holding it back. There is no reason why such an established cryptocurrency should be so held back. But out of all of the... So this comes from a different time as Chainlink, doesn't it? Chainlink is oracles from... Now we're getting to the depths of things that I barely understand. The on-chain standard join leading financial institutions on top DeFi protocols. Yeah, it's oracles. DeFi and oracles. It's for smart people. People use it apparently. Either way, it's one of the things. It's become so well established. It doesn't really matter what it does. It has customers. It has a profit model. It is established. It's not going anywhere in the long term. You buy it at $18 and say the bull market ends tomorrow. You know that at some point in the next 2 years it'll be back up above $18 and you'll be able to sell it for a profit. With something like Chainlink, it really is a zero risk purchase unless you're purchasing it with debt, which is what I'm doing here. In terms of buying here, I am less inclined to buy Chainlink than I am other assets, but then I'm no Chainlink expert, and I've already bought a portfolio of coins here that I quite like, to be honest. So yeah, that's some of my thoughts on Chainlink. We could talk about XRP for a second, because I know everybody has an own opinion about XRP. My opinion on XRP is I think you are absolutely mental if you pay $3.18 for XRP. But not from the perspective of XRP isn't worth that. XRP is worth $3.18 because people are willing to pay $3.18. I just think the risk to reward on XRP is quite high, being how big it already is at $3. I can click on CoinMarketCap, I can scroll down just one tiny scroll, I can click on XRP, which is currently the third largest cryptocurrency, and it's already got an market cap here of $319 billion. That can go 10x. It can happen. It couldn't be a $3 trillion asset class. And I believe it will be. But I think that it'll take another couple of years. I think it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because XRP has got such a strong fan base. There's no reason why XRP can't go to $30 a coin. Other than it makes no logical sense. But then at the same time, it does make sense. It has been one of the strongest performing assets throughout this whole bull run. XRP has been an insanely strong performer. It's outperformed Bitcoin on this bull run, to my understanding, pretty much. There or thereabouts. Yeah, no, it has. It's 10x. Not saying that Bitcoin is currently sat 10x where the bottom was. So it's kept up with Bitcoin. XRP has kept pace with Bitcoin. That means that it's strong. And ultimately, so many of these coins are strong. Solana, I think, is one of the ones that people need to really pay so much more attention to, because I actually think that Solana at $113 billion is so cheap. I think that Solana will be $1 trillion. And I know that, again, sounds like big numbers, but Solana will be $1,000 a coin. That would be only $500 billion market cap. What is required for that to happen? More people into crypto, but also it's these Solana ETFs that's going to really push it to the moon. It's that kind of thing that's going to really drive the adoption of Solana in the not too far away future. When we look at stuff like S, which is Phantom, if I just bring up S here, S, Sonic is what it's called these days. It's at a $1 billion market cap. This thing in the past has had such a bigger market cap than $1 billion. But it's formerly Phantom. If I type in FTM, I wonder if we can get the old chart up. Can we get the old chart? No, we can't. Ah, convenient. But I believe the Phantom's all-time high was $3.40, if I remember off the top of my head correctly, which would make it around a 10x from where it is here, giving it a 10 billion valuation. Now, if we're going to value Solana in the future at 500 billion, you can't tell me that Sonic isn't worth 10. Like, Sonic is a pretty cool coin. It's been sponsoring everything. It's done everything it needs to do. It's listed on every exchange under the sun. Binance, BYBIT, Coinbase, OKX. It meets all of that criteria. There is absolutely no reason why this coin shouldn't be exactly where it is. So I'll take 2 or 3 suggestions from the chat, and then we're going to wrap things up for the day, because I want to go and get pissed because today has been stressful, and I want cider because there is no other substances available in this country, and I would prefer some fentanyl. Not really. If I was American, maybe I'd like some fentanyl, but I'm not American. Drop a like on the stream, by the way, if you haven't already, guys. I would really appreciate it. So, a couple of suggestions from the chat. Every single day, someone in the chat says about Crow. No Crow. I like Crow, but every day we discuss Crow. We're not going over Crow. Zilliqa. Oof. That's a blast from the past. Zilliqa's still around. Zill. Let's have a look at that. That could be a decent shout, you know. So Zill's got a $250 million market cap. It's currently valued at 1 penny. It was 23 pennies at the very... It's one of them. Banging 10k. All of these coins, banging 10k. Say you got $200, $300, $400,000. Just spread it. You're not going to know which one's the winner, but some of them are going to pay so heavily, and some of them are only going to pay a little bit. We don't know which ones they are. But Zilliqa, listed on Binance, listed on BYBIT, listed on Upbit. So it got that Korean. It's got that Eastern influence. It's got the Binance influence, which is China. It's Russia. It's America. You've got BYBIT, which is Europe. You've got MXC, which is pretty much everywhere as well. Zilliqa is a pretty good shout. I'm pretty sure we could actually take out another position here on Zill, assuming that we've got a purple pair, which we do. So that's fantastic. And also, we're approaching it at a pretty good time because the price is down this week. So let's go and buy $20,000 of Zilliqa as well and add that to the portfolio. Bosh. There we go. Right, so we've bought some Zilliqa as well. By the way, guys, if you're just tuning into the stream, drop a like. One more altcoin suggestion to go, and then it's time to rerun the whole stream because you missed all of it, and I'm going to go and get pissed. So the next thing would be, is Superman richer than me? Yes, absolutely. Superman is definitely richer than me. Superman lives in Monaco. I live in Dubai. Poor people live in Dubai. Rich people live in Monaco. Or that poorer people live in Dubai. Like, there's a reason why people... There's a big capital requirement that is required to go and actually afford to live in Monaco, which I can't meet. I went racing, didn't I? What a stupid decision that was. Anyway, let's have a look here. The final one that I'm going to pick from the chat, Injective. There we go. So I actually do hold Injective as well in my portfolio. If I look here, Injective is currently priced at $14. I won't be buying this right now. I feel like that looks a little bit more topsy-turvy, like there could potentially be a little downside there brewing. Or is there? No, go on. What I'm going to do there is I'm going to go and buy a very small quantity of it. Because then I'll remind myself to buy more of it if I see it's in a loss. So I bought $5,000 worth of Injective as well, or $4,300 worth of Injective. I like Injective because Injective is its own chain. It is kind of the original version of Hyperliquid, and it also has all of these users. And to add to all of that, one of the big positives about Injective is it used to be $50, and it was very aggressive in its ascent to $50. It has done a W reversal. In fact, this is a perfect wick-off formation looking at this. If I just bring up a wick-off formation, wick-off, 1 second, there we go. All right, so this is the wick-off formation that's forming here on this, which is this right here. Boom, come on. And then I open image in new tab. Bosh. Right. So this is a wick-off formation. And this is exactly what we've got here. So you can see what's happened. So if we was to plot this on the chart, we can see that we've got a stalk down, a rise up, a stalk down, a rise up, a stalk down. So we've got 3 stabs to the downside. You've got 1, 2, 3. Form the bottom, do a retest, come back up. It's going to do that. It'll do that, and then it'll do that, that's a wick off formation. We're forming the wick off right now on Injective. To be fair, that actually looks like a pretty good buy. I've convinced myself I need to buy another slap on the button there. So that's about all for today, folks. If you wouldn't mind, do drop a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. It's been a pleasure. This is your last opportunity to enter into the giveaway for the ROLEX. So if you'd like to win that, this is your last chance. Thank you all for joining me. I know it's a short stream, but equally stressful day. I'm going to go and get pissed. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you in a bit. Ciao. Bye-bye. Oh, subscribe. Did I say subscribe?